A couple of years back, V and some of her girlfriends did a hike in 𝐈𝐍𝐅𝐻 State Park called White Domes. She really enjoyed it, and on a recent Nevada trip, she wanted me to experience it too. This hike is located all the way in the very back corner of the park. And if you've never been to Valley of Fire before, there is so much to see here, like Elephant Rock. We made a video a couple years back about the ultimate driving guide for Valley of Fire, and you can see it by clicking in the upper corner. One of the great things about this hike is that it takes you through some really beautiful nature, and you don't need to do a strenuous hike to take in these views. This trail is a 1.1 mile loop with 177 feet of elevation gain. We're going to be joined by our friend Terry on this hike, and we were all pretty excited that this trail was easy because the day before we had completed Moapa Peak. That is one of the most strenuous trails that at least V and I had ever done, and you can see that one by clicking in the upper corner. This trail, as well as most of the other trails in the park, are closed between June 1st and October 1st due to extreme heat. It was even a little bit toasty when we did this one in March. Even though this is an easy trail, you want to be sure to bring plenty of water with you because this place isn't called Valley of Fire for no reason. Please note that this climb that you see right here is completely optional. You can stay down in the sandy wash below, but we are thrill seekers, so we wanted to see what was up here. We were rewarded with some pretty spectacular views up at the top, and once you're done, you can either go back down the way that you came, or you can do a series of small down climbs, and that's what Terry and I decided to do. It is a long ways down, so if you're going to do the down climb option, please be sure that you know what you're doing and have some grippy shoes on. Soon we joined back up with V in the sandy wash, and I have to admit, even though this trail is easy, walking in this sand definitely takes the difficulty up just a little bit. The trail will soon be dropping down into the valley, utilizing some sandy hills, down climbs, and some stairs. At first this may seem tricky, but we saw a wide variety of people taking on these obstacles with no problems. It is always important though to know your limitations. If you can continue on though, just know that this hike does get prettier and prettier as you go along. But one of our favorite spots is the Slot Canyon that is just about 1/10 of a mile ahead of us. As we drop down even further, the ruins of the old movie set started to come into view. Not much of it is left these days, it's mainly a wall made of rock, timber, and plaster. These leftovers are from a movie made way back in 1965 called The Professionals. Even if you have not seen that movie, I'm sure you have seen some of the other movies that have been filmed here as well. While we can't confirm that this was the exact spot of the filming of the other movies, they did use this area for Transformers, Casino, Total Recall, Star Trek Generations, and Austin Powers. Everything is really well marked here, and soon we were following the trail markers to continue along our way. You will be dropping back down into the sandy wash and turning right. Soon the Slot Canyon that we really loved will start to come into view. This area kind of reminded us of Buckskin Gulch, which is one of the longest continuous slot canyons in the world. If you haven't seen our video on that one, you can click in the upper corner to check it out. The canyon starts off nice and wide, but soon those walls will be closing in to right around arm's width. If you are claustrophobic, worry not, because this canyon isn't all that long. Just keep walking and you'll be on the other side of it pretty quickly. Of course, if you take rock climbers and canyoneers somewhere, we're going to try to climb stuff, and I must say that Terry has a very promising future as being a human bridge. The trail once again turns right as you leave the Slot Canyon, and this is where you'll be gaining that 177 feet of elevation back. This is a pretty mellow climb, but once again the sand makes it just a little bit more difficult. This last long straightaway is absolutely packed to the brim full of pink and yellow rocks that reminded us of rainbow sherbet and tons of wind caves. If you are enjoying yourself so much on your hike that you don't want this to end, it doesn't have to. There is an extension that you can do. In a little bit, there is a fork that will take you to the Seven Wonders Trail, and that will go all the way over to the 𝐈𝐍𝐅. This will bump the overall distance of the hike up to 3.2 miles, and we haven't done this one yet, but I would really like to on our next visit. If you're looking for just another short hike in the park, you can do the 𝐈𝐍𝐅 Trail. You can see that video by clicking in the upper corner. We also highly recommend doing White Owl Canyon on the shores of Lake Mead. If you enjoyed the Slog Canyon here, the one there is way longer. And you know the drill, if you want to see that one, click in the upper corner. But back to White Dome. If you're looking for a cool photo op, this giant wind cave is definitely a cool spot to stop for a picture. It's also not a bad spot to stop for shade if you're visiting on a warmer day. At this point, you will have one final climb before it is easy sailing all the way to the end of the trail. Be sure to look back as you climb for more incredible views of the White Domes area. The climb is now leveled off, and it will be a mostly flat and fairly easy walk all the way back to the car. You'll be able to use most of your energy just taking in the scenes. Even though we have spent so much time exploring Valley of Fire, I feel like we still haven't scratched the surface. So please feel free to let us know in the comments below what your favorite hike in the park is. Here we are arriving back at the trailhead, so that means that this video is coming to a close. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to let us know and like, comment, and subscribe because that really helps out the channel. If you have ideas for adventures that you would like to see in future videos, please let us know. And for all the information about the White Dome Trail as well as other awesome adventures inside Valley of Fire State Park, head on over to 𝐿𝑖𝑣𝑒𝑇HATadventure.com.